Well, hello again, everybody. Today, uh, I am working on a heating system for the house. Actually, this is going to be kind of a backup heat because um, we have our gas fireplace, of course, and that works great. But we did have an episode that the gas had actually frozen off, and uh, it was more than freezing off. I don't know what the gas company did. They came and did something up at the well, and it started working again. So I don't know what they replaced, but they did something and got it working. But that got me to thinking that we don't have any other source of heat other than the gas. We need at least a couple of sources of heat, and you can run electric, but electric is expensive, and when you're on solar, it uses more of your power than what you're going to want to use. It'll use up the extra power that you do have, and I don't want to do that, especially at night when there's no sun. So we need something that can run through the night cheaply and keep up with the cold temperatures. Like the other day when it did freeze off, the temperature was like 13 degrees outside. For like 3 days there, we didn't have any heat besides I had to hook up propane, which is expensive. So I got something that we're pretty familiar with if you watch this channel for a little while. You can see behind me, well, let me get this way. You can see here behind me I have a diesel heater. One of these, it's an 8 kilowatt. I've heard that the 5 and the 8 are actually the same heater. They just label it as an 8 kilowatt. But actually I ordered 2 of those. Because I'm not sure if one will do the house or not. It is a tiny house, but it's, well, 12 by 20, and it's 2 stories. So I don't know if one of the diesel heaters is going to heat the whole house up or not. And I want to be able to be comfortable, not just keep it at like 60 something degrees. I want it, if I want it 75, 80 degrees, I want to be able to run it up 75 or 80 degrees. And I know in the bus, in Zephyr, that one heater will get it so hot in there, and it below freezing outside, it'll get it so hot inside the bus that you can't stand it. You have to start opening windows. So I'm thinking that maybe one of these might do it. If it does, I'll use the other one in the cabin. If it don't, then I'll put the other one in here, and we'll probably get another one for the cabin. He does have wood heat up there, though, already. So he's already got a backup source. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to install this, and you can see I've got all the junk scattered out on the couch here, all the parts and pieces, and all that. I already took this fuel tank, and it may look a little strange to you because most people put that connector either in the bottom, like on the very bottom of the tank, one side or the other, and they have it to where, you just got the little bit of a standoff inside of that little nipple that you put in there. It actually has a small, like a 1/4 inch standoff. It's not really enough. I wanted, and I know that's going to be probably what, a half a gallon or a quart or so of diesel in there that you'll never use. So there will be an extra quart in the bottom that you'll never use. But I went ahead, I put that up high like that so that any water or dirt or anything else will fall in the bottom, and that last little bit of diesel will never be used. And I put the fuel filter, because this is going to be just screwed to the back of the house. So I put the fuel filter right there, so it's really easy to change. As far as where to actually put the heater itself, I'm thinking that a good place to put it is going to be under these steps. because I can take this and I can run it out. Either I thought about running it out on the side here. Still considering maybe doing that, like that, or on one of the steps. My concern with putting it on a step, though, is as you're going up the steps, you might tend to kick it. And I don't know how many kicks that this cheap Chinese plastic is going to take before it breaks. Probably not too many. What I want to do, I want to take all these off, probably these 3. That way I can get back in there and I can work on placing the heater where I want it. Okay, so inside here you can see the diesel heater. You can barely see it. It's not very good lighting, I admit. But what we're going to have to do is pull this. Got a little flashlight going here. It's not much, but all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the heater itself right here. And I've got this mounting plate that goes down under it. I want it back in there past where this seam is, because that is where, of course, the floor joist is. All right, so you can see I've got it right here. Okay. Now you can see I've got it marked out. And I marked it out with enough room from that seam that I should be able to get some distance away from the 2x6 underneath. So now I'm going to use, I got an oscillating tool that I'm going to use to cut that out, and I should be able to make a big hole there for the whole thing to go down over. Okay, so now we have a hole in the floor right there, cut out. You can see the plastic underneath the house. So now, actually I made it a little wider over here because I wanted to get it away from the exhaust the best I could. So let's put this plate onto the heater and see what we can do here. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and I put everything that I'm going to need to hook up on the bottom of it on. Got the exhaust, the intake, and the fuel line all hooked up underneath here. Because with this hole, it is, well, you know, it's that deep, so you got to reach up in there with a screwdriver, and you can tell all these, even this clip would be hard to get to, and that screw, it'd be impossible. So we're just going to do it like that. Let's just put it in there, and then I guess we'll screw it down. I'll put 4 screws in it. We'll probably go outside and start on that part. I would prefer that my exhaust did not catch on fire, or that my exhaust would not catch this on fire. So I got some automotive pipe wrap to, well, I guess wrap pipes with. Okay, so now I have the tank and the pump and all that installed, wired up. Actually, I went ahead. I've got the controller right here. It's not going to be the final location of it. That's just here until I can try it out. That's as long as the wire is. I'm going to have to splice in more wire. I'd like to at least put it over here or up a little bit more, but that's all the wire that it's got with it. So now what we're going to need, this I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put through right here. There it went. Okay, so now I have a vent out here and I have one out in the bathroom. So this on. I'm going to have a big mess to clean up. But that's all right. We'll have some nice heat. There we go. Put this on. All right, so what we're going to do, you may notice this is a little bit different controller. It works a little different. Actually, the case of it looks the same as my other one that's on that portable heater and the one in Zephyr, but this, it works differently. But all right, so this part works the same. You push the power button, hold it on, and you can see, now this says H3. I guess that means heater is on 3. It's starting up now. We're going to do this a little run and see how it does. So you can see here, the display is pretty much, this part's the same. It has the glow plug here, heating up. There's the little temperature indicator. This actually tells the level that the heater is turned up to, which is strange to me, but that's what it is. Got a little fan running. So right now it is heating the glow plug up. Now one thing that I do like about this type of controller is you can go in here and you can see that temperature. That is the heat exchanger temperature. So, okay, you can see now the pump just came on and it's pumping diesel into it. And the fan is speeding up and all that. But we'll do a whole video on showing how this little controller works. I don't know if I really like this one or the other one better because I haven't used this one much, but that is high. That's oops. Yeah. And that's kind of weird too. Once you get up to high, if you push it again, it drops back down to low. I don't know why it does that. But we'll just crank it up, put it on 6, and we'll go through. Now you can see the temperature. This actually gives you a readout of the temperature of the heat exchanger. So that's kind of nice actually. And you can see the temperature is coming up. Okay, so let's check out the vents here. Okay, so you saw this vent already. This one here, this one here, and you can redirect it this way or this way, whatever you want to do, or straight down if you wanted to. And then in the bathroom, it is a longer distance away, but it's right here. There's a little bit coming out. It's not as much coming out of this one because it's farther away, and it actually has to make a turn to get into this one. So the only problem is it is like 60 degrees outside today, so we're not going to want to run this real long. But that is actually now showing the temperature of the heat exchanger. The little temperature sensor that is represented by that You have to push a button to light it back up. The temperature sensor that's represented by that is where that reading is coming from. So I do kind of like that symbol. This is for manual mode. That's when you are actually controlling, like, instead of it saying the temperature, it actually says H2, H3, I guess for heat, heat 5, heat 6. Okay, now if you want to control it by, it's kind of like a thermostat except for the heater never completely turns off. Hold this setting button up here and you'll see the little thermometer symbol show up here. Now when you push the button, it changes. This is your set temperature. That is your room temperature. So you can adjust the temperature up to, well, yeah, you can adjust the temperature up to 40 Celsius. That is pretty hot. I don't think you're going to ever want it that hot in here. So last night I was playing around with it a little bit. It was kind of a little dark out. I sat and watched about 3 episodes of that Dark Matter TV show on Netflix. So about 3 hours worth of run time, and I had it filled up to about here, so I guess that's about 3 hours worth of run time on cranking wide open. But anyway, oh no, I left it running for about 4 hours this morning, but it was on low. So yeah, I'm going to have to do an actual fuel consumption test on it, but I'm going to find a day where it's going to be good and cold, where I can actually like crank it up, and because I want to know how much fuel it uses wide open. But back here, I don't know if the microphone is picking it up, but it's not that loud. You can definitely tell something's going on back here, but it's not super loud. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with it so far. Only time will tell if it will actually heat the house, though. Okay, but just in case the one doesn't do it, I got a whole nother heater right here that's identical to it. So if the other one won't quite keep up, what I'll do, I'll just hook the one to the living room and I'll hook the other one into the bathroom. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to leave this door open for a little while because it is getting hot in there, and it didn't take long either. I guess that's going to be my little video today on the diesel heater, and in a couple of days I'll be able to let you know if it is actually going to work to heat the house. But I guess that's going to be my little video for today. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.